Thank you for joining. And hi, Z. How's everything with you?
Hey! It's, going good.
Good.
Just yep,
Have you
bread.
been? Oh, nice. Is that
Or
your dinner?
yeah.
That's it? Just bread?
Yeah. Actually,
Um,
no, it's Cane's bread, so there's a little more, but,
okay, okay.
this is special bread. But what were you saying? Have I
I already forgot what I was saying.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How's your day been? It's it's Sunday, 5 o'clock
Um,
in the evening.
mhm.
You know, today.
um, so I woke up, I took an exam this morning, and I
Mm,
passed, and
mm.
then I also yeah, I took a nap because I was very tired. I stayed up very late last night. I was up until like 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
That
What?
is normally never a thing for me. I'm like in bed by 11,
Like,
but
did you party or something?
yeah.
Nice. That's fun though.
Last night, yeah. Yeah, and I don't really do that as much, so it was just like a fun night and um
What
yeah.
kind of exam do you take?
The SGI one, intermediate exam.
The Buddhist exam. Nice,
Mhm.
nice. Congrats. That's nice.
Yay!
Nice. Good, good. I just woke up like half an hour ago.
Wow. Yeah, 'cause what time is it? Like 5
It's,
A or wait,
8 in the morning.
8. 8
Monday. Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
Whoa! You're like
Right.
time skipping.
That's right. I live in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I had a weird dream where, like, almost from here, half, like half of my head was completely bald. But then the rest of the half, I still have the same length of my hair.
Oh.
So disgusting. And I
No.
didn't notice. The thing is, I didn't notice I didn't have any hair until I looked in the mirror. Like, and I remember being so shocked. I felt really terrible. Not, nothing against, old people. I just, the contrast, you know,
Yeah.
from the reality and my hair in the dream was just too much of a contrast, and it was just
Yeah, you're
um
not used to it's not like you are already bald, so
right, right,
seeing
right,
yourself bald with long hair, it's a
right.
choice.
Yeah, like, if I had known that I was bald, I would have shaved. I wouldn't have like had this long hair, like on only on the sides here, like just why, you know. It's it's isn't it so interesting how dreams, like, sometimes we just have like really random weird dreams.
Oh, yeah. Totally,
Mhm.
for sure.
The other day I
Yeah.
was in my dream, I was like, I guess I was making a speech, right, in the dream. And in the middle of my speech, I woke up. But then in my mind, I
Oh.
was like, wait, I was saying something really good. Let me continue talking. So even though I was awake already, I just continued talking. Do you do this kind of stuff?
I have thought like, sometimes I've been like the second that you realize that you're in a dream, it kind of the flow state kind of starts to stop, you
Mm,
know?
yeah.
Unless you were, like, trying to lucid dream or something, and sometimes, like, if it is a good dream and I realize that I am, like, starting to, like like, I'm realizing I'm in the dream, then I'll just try to stay in the dream. Then I'm, like, gripping to try to stay in the dream, uh 'cause I'd rather dream cool things than, like, I don't know, getting chased or
Right.
run over or being half bald. That I feel like if I had that dream, I would probably wanna just instantly wake up and
True. I wish there was a way where we can just wake up right away whenever we having bad dream, you know?
Mm, yeah,
It's called a
yeah.
lucid dream, right? Lucid dreams where you can kind of control yourself because you know it's a dream. Have you been able to do that?
I have done that before, like cause I like, a few years ago, I was learning about it because I was like, "Wait, you can this is, like that's magical," and the, like, only time the only times I really remember that I felt like it was actually working was when it started with, like, flying, like a flying dream. For some reason, it feels like the creative mode in Minecraft, you know? Like, you can just fly anywhere and do whatever you want, and then it kind of turns more into, like, I don't know. For some reason, the flying is, like, the the one thing I remember from the
That's cool.
experience that I thought I had, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been able to able to fly in a dream. That's cool.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
nice.
You should try it. I feel like it's, like, one of those things where when I did it, I, like, set an intention that I was gonna remember the dream too. Like, I
Mm.
was like, "Okay, tonight's the night." Like, if I can get it, I wanna actually be able to, like, remember it and be aware for the dream so I'm like, can do all these cool things. I Because I do have, like, dreams sometimes where I'm, like, singing in front of people or, like, like, I'm trying or, like, singing, like, the best, coolest like, one of my favorite dreams that I've had is, like, singing, like, the best, coolest song. I'm, like, rocking out, and I remember waking up from that and be like, "Damn, that wasn't real?" Like, damn
The
it.
disappointment when you wake up.
Yeah.
Right. That does happen. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
One time I maybe just one time I remember realizing it was dream when it was when, I was talking with my mom and, somehow she was acting a little bit weird. So I just had a guess that it was a dream. So I was like, just straightforwardly to my mom, I was like, "This is dream, right?" And then when I asked that, she didn't say anything. She just stared at me. So that's when I knew, yeah, okay, yeah, this is dream. It's a funny way to find out.
Have you ever asked her that question in real life? Like, I wonder how she would actually like, if she would respond with silence and then throw you off.
Maybe I should try that. I'll
Maybe that
try.
would be a response.
What if what if it's gonna really fuck up my mind? If right now it's a dream. Whoa. I don't know.
That'd be kinda
But
funny.
that'll be, yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
good talk about dreams.
Yeah.
Today we want to finish. Last time, couple of days ago, we did conjugations of nouns, an adjective, e-adjectives, and irregular verbs, which were suru and kuru, those conjugations. And we practice using some sentences. Today we're going to cover the rest of the conjugations, meaning u verb and ru verb conjugation, which are the hardest, the most difficult. Yeah. So let's try. I mean, we did cover, but it was a while ago, right? When we covered,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So, but you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right. So I think first step is definitely to be able to figure out what kind of verb it is when you see a verb, right? Any kind of verb. You don't need to know the meaning of the verb. You can still tell what kind of verb it is by following some steps. Do you know any of these steps? Like how to figure out what kind of verb it is? U verb, do verb, irregular verbs.
If it ends in, uh, ooh, I thought it's like there's one where it's like if it ends with a specific ending, then it's always verb.
Mm,
And but they're still both possible. Like you have to memorize
mhm.
certain ones because they're like specifically for I think verb.
Yeah.
Um but like basically like asking like does it end in u- r- sorry the yeah the verb.
Yep. Good,
Sorry.
good. Nice. Nice,
That
nice.
pronunciation is hard sometimes.
Do. Yeah,
Because it wants to be L, it wants to be R, but it doesn't
right,
wanna be E. Mm,
right. In the
it
middle.
gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So, the first question we want to ask, right? Whenever we see a verb and we want to know what kind of verb it is, I mean, again, there are three options: irregular verbs, which we usually only have two verbs, to do and to come, suru and kuru. And then the other two, u verb or do verb. These two types of verbs have a lot of verbs in them. So we want to figure out what kind of verb because based on the types of verbs, the conjugations change. So it's really the first step to do it. So like you said, first uh, first step is to ask this question: does it end with lu, larirurero, no lu, right? Lu, ru or lu, lu. Okay. So if the verb, again, right now we're talking about dictionary form, the most basic form of the verb. If it ends with do, then your brain might be thinking like, okay, it's a do verb then. But then
Mm.
this is the tricky part, right? Like you said, still u verb is possible. Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
like, mhm.
that just reminded me too that it is this one also dependent on the last letter of or is that the adjective? That might be the adjective, I think.
The last
Yeah, sorry.
the last letter before do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the second
That is
step
the
you have to take. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm it's very confusing because between the adjective and the verb, there's so many like different steps that you have to take for each one, and then it does get confusing because I was thinking about the kire example and how that one isn't is I think it's
Adjective.
yeah, it's
Right, right.
adjective, but it is like or
Adjective.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
but that's
So,
different. We're talking about the verbs.
but, that's a really good question. There are, like, separate rules for certain areas in Japanese we have to know, and we do get confused. So that
Mm,
is a really good question, a good concern. Maybe we can at least how to tell the difference between adjective and non-adjective. That's a lot easier, so we can cover that real quick, right? So, basically, adjectives that end with are usually adjective. That's why it's called adjective because it's an
yeah.
adjective that ends with But then there are some non-adjective that end with They happen to end with because again, non-adjective is hybrid of noun and adjective, meaning some nouns just happen to end with Like for example, your name, easy, right?
Mhm.
If I write your name easy in hiragana, then it's gonna be E. It does end with but it doesn't mean that your name is adjective. No, it just happens to end with It's just part of the name, right? So some non-adjectives, they just happen to end with Not that many, but like kirei, kirai, those are some of those non-adjectives that happen to end with Again,
Mhm.
those are not adjectives, those are non-adjectives. So those exceptions are like those non-adjectives that end with we just need to know. There's no like way, there's no rule to try to figure out Or in other words, like u and do verbs, by following the certain rules, even when we don't know the meaning of the word, we can still figure out usually. But the e adjective and adjective, that those adjectives that happen to end with e, we just need to know. We just need to memorize those exceptions. So in that sense, it's a little bit, of a hassle that you have to memorize the exceptions, but at least rule wise, it's pretty simple.
Mhm.
Adjectives that end with e, most likely those are e adjectives. There are some exceptions where adjectives happen to end with e. Those stuff we just need to know, and that's it.
So that's kind of the same situation with the verbs as well, or is it more clear cut? Like, would be easier? Is it still like the memorizing factor?
There are some memorizing factor with the verbs as well, but not too much. With the verbs, you get to memorize the rules of how to figure out, and then you can just use that to figure out usually. Yeah, so
Okay.
in that sense, it's more systematic. Yeah, you don't need to know all the meanings of all the verbs to know if it's u verb or do verb. Just by following some certain couple steps, you get to figure out. Yeah. So
Okay. Yes.
yeah, does that make sense so far?
Mhm.
Okay. So like I said, there are three types of verbs: irregular verbs, u verb, do verb. Irregular verbs, suru and kuru. These two, because it's irregular, we just have to memorize them, right? So suru and kuru, they do end with ru, but whenever you hear whenever you see suru and kuru, immediately your brain should be like, oh, these are irregular. You don't need
Yeah.
to put into the filter, the rule thing, right? So for now, we're not going to think about suru and kuru. So other than suru and kuru, the first step is to ask if the verb ends with ru, right? If it ends with ru, there's still both verbs, ru verb and ru verb, are still possible. Why? Because ru verbs are called ru verbs because they end with ru. So if a verb ends with ru, yeah, then there is the possibility that it is a ru verb. But then u verbs are called u verbs because it ends with the u vowel. Doesn't end with the u letter, the hiragana, but it ends with the u vowel. And when you think about it, the letter ru does have the u vowel. That's
Yeah.
why that's why still the verb that ends with ru has a possibility that it is an u verb. So we still have to move on to second step, right?
Mhm.
But then if you see a verb that doesn't end with ru, right? If it doesn't end with ru, then 100% it is an u verb. Like for example, the verb to go. Do you remember the verb to go?
No. I know. This is in the Quizlet. I'm blanking.
It's
I
iku.
e oh, iku.
So iku, right? Iku ends with ku. It's not a ru. Automatically, that's an u verb, right?
Mhm.
Kau. Kau. Do you remember what kau was?
Kau to karu. No, that's kau to meet.
Ah, close. That's au. Au is
Oh,
to me.
oh, kau to buy.
So to buy, right? But yeah, both au and kau, they don't end with ru, then automatically those are u verbs. So
They don't
mhm,
wait, so they don't end in ru. They end in "u", so they're "u" verbs. That's what you
they
said?
end well, these two, kau and au, they do end with u, but
Mm,
technically any verbs, basically any verb that doesn't end with ru are just u verbs. Any
okay.
verb. Yeah.
So those ones are "u" verbs.
Yeah. 100%
Oh,
u verb. Any verbs that don't end with ru. reverbs.
Got it.
So we just have to tackle this confusing part, the overlapping part, where the verbs that end with do still have the possibility of both being
Right.
and
Mhm.
so that's the part where we have to move on to second step. The second step is what you were talking about earlier. We have to check the vowel of the hiragana before ru. So, since right now we're talking only about the verbs that end with ru, there's no way to figure out with what kind of verb it is just by looking at the ru, because all of them end with ru, right? So that's why we had to go back one by one letter. Go back to the letter that's next to ru, right? And then check the vowel of that letter,
Mm.
right? In Japanese vowels, we have 5 main vowels. Ha, I, u, e, o. So there's 5 varieties, 5 ways of ending. Aru, iru, uru, eru, oru. Right? When you check the vowel of the hiragana before ru, then there's 5 ways, 5 possibilities. Among those 5, 3 of them will be categorized as u verbs, and 2 of them do verbs. What's your guess?
E and U. Wait. E and E are always well, and then so those two are together, and then U, and O, I think are always the ru verbs. Or
Uh,
maybe
uh,
did I mix it? Okay, so then U, O are always um u verb, ru verb,
do verb.
u verb,
Do.
u
Mhm.
verb, and then okay, and then the other ones are lu.
Do verbs. Yeah. But then the do verbs, iru variation and eru variation, those two are do verbs, but those are only like 97% of the time do verbs. Within that, there's some exceptions. But then, like you said, aru, uru, oru, these 3 variations are 100% u verb whenever you see. Yeah. So for example, like the verb to shave is soru, soru. So has the o vowel. So oru, automatically u verb.
Yeah,
Uh,
always,
always.
100% of the time.
Yeah. Um,
Do you
tsuru.
know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry,
Go ahead.
random question. Like, do you know, like, why they made it that way? Like, were they just like, "Oh, okay, like, yeah, let's just do every other and just, switch it up." Like, who did that? Who chose that? That's a big
The
question on my mind.
It is a good question. Well, languages in general, linguistically speaking, like, since I, studied linguistics, right? So languages usually um, not made artificially. It's there's a huge part of mystic part where like humans just start to create because they're together, and then somehow mystically language is formed, right? And then it's later when linguists come and analyze and be like, oh, okay, so there's like several types of verbs in this language. Okay, let's call this verb, verb, and stuff, right? And then they'll try to figure out how they, differentiate and stuff. But usually, I mean, in like that's why, like, well, I think important first point about languages is that it can never be artificially made. That's why, like the Avatar movie, the Blue People movie, the Blue People Avatar.
Mhm.
They hired linguists to make the language.
Oh,
That
cool.
right, but that's never possible. Actually, they did hire a linguist and they did make up the language, but um, they can never, be anyone who can speak that language, not just fluently, but like as a native speaker. It's usually, I mean, of course, it depends on what kind of theory you believe in, linguistic theory, but usually one good way for a language to be made is when identical twins are together. Identical twins, because their genes are basically the same, right? When they're together, they have the
Mhm.
possibility to make a new language. Yeah. And that kind of mystic part is huge part when it comes to languages being made. Yeah. And then the rules of that, of course, those twins will never think about, okay, we're gonna have three types of verbs, and then we're
Mm.
gonna, you know, differentiate this way. They don't think that way. They just, meet, connect, and then make up. I mean, they create a language using the mystic energy or whatever. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I it's funny, that actually reminds me of when I was younger, I tried that totally unlocked, like, something in my brain from, like, my childhood. I wanted so badly to have, like, a secret language, so I made, like symbols or like what I don't even remember what it was. It was probably something like a heart means is A or something like or like a smiley face. and um and then I would try to use that for the word like the letters and like it's just replacing the like English but like
Mhm.
like making a code that
Yeah,
just reminds me of that.
yeah.
That's fun because it's like, oh, you can't make a language, but you could make something based off of something that already exists,
Right,
like
right.
for secret code,
True, true,
but it's still gonna be able to be traceable, I think.
true.
And yeah, but that actually makes me so excited because as I'm like doing, I've been trying to do like the memorizing factor of katakana as well, and there's like 3 different smiley faces. Like, as the letters, there's
Oh,
like,
in the
you know,
letters. Yeah, yeah. I see, I
like
see. Yeah.
smiley faces.
Yeah, mhm. That is true. They do look like smiley faces. Yeah.
Like,
And,
which smiley face?
that's a good way to memorize. Yeah. So, um, as you might already know, I'm a twin, right? I'm an identical
Mhm,
twin, right?
mhm.
So, um, my parents told me that we did create a language together.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering
Yeah.
if that example was from you.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, and I also read some, linguistic books where it talked about how identical twins can make languages and stuff, but it did happen to us. So, um, we actually, both of us, me and my twin brother, we couldn't speak Japanese until we were 3 years old, like really late, right? And
Okay.
you might wonder why, right? That was because we were talking in our twin language until then. And yet, like, my parents thought it was okay. Like, they were already busy with other kids. Like, I have 4 siblings, so, like, they were I mean, right? So they were already busy with taking care of the others, and they saw us, me and my twin brother, just being together and talking to each other in our own language, and they thought that was okay, so that's why they just left us like that until we were 3 years old, and then that's when my dad was like, "Shit, they can't talk Japanese."
Yeah.
So that's when they started to teach us. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I actually love that.
yeah. So my parents
Damn, they
would
should
call
let you kept it. Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. They My parents would call our language Chu-Chu-Cha-Cha language because
Oh.
it was a variation of Chu and Cha, like Chu-Chu, Cha-Cha, like that. So I'm pretty sure, like, if they kept us like that, it would have developed even to more, like, complex Chu and Cha variation, and that would have been really cute, but at the same
Yeah.
time, yeah. Just imagine me 37 years old just talking Chu and Cha stuff.
God, you
But and then It's funny because my older sister would take care of us a lot, right? So she was with us, you know, a lot. And then she said that there was one time she was able to understand the language.
Oh, yes.
It's pretty cool.
Hey, she's got it. Let's go.
So at one point, there were 3 speakers of Chichichate language. Pretty cool. Yeah.
Let's bring it back. Hey, we're gonna be teaching this new language.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. That was a good question,
Sorry,
though.
guys.
Yeah. So back
I like
to verb and verb, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So again, like whatever verb that you see, the first question you're gonna ask is, does it end with do or not? If it doesn't end with do, then 100% it's verb. If it ends with do, then there's still possibility that it's verb or verb. Because there's still possibility that it's, has two verb and verb. That's why we have to move on to second step. And second step was to check the vowel of the hiragana before we have to go back one hiragana and then check the vowels. When we check the vowels of the hiragana before the, of course, there are 5 possibilities because we have the 5 main vowels a, I, U, E, O in Japanese. So it's gonna be aru, iru, uru, eru, oru, and then just to just to share the conclusion is that the top, middle, bottom, meaning aru, uru, oru, these 3 are verbs. In between, iru and eru are verbs, but then there's some exceptions in that verb. So with that, I think my recommendation is to remember at least, like how you remember to you. Oh hey, Xenia Pons says hi. Hey.
Hello.
So like you remember that the at least one of the groups was aru, uru, oru, and then the other one was iru, eru, right? You remember that one. So that's good. On top of that, if you also remember whichever group that has the u vowel, that's the verb. Do you know what I mean? So again, among the aru, iru, uru, eru, oru, first thing that you should remember that is that one of the groups sandwiches the other group, meaning
Yeah.
just like the
Mhm.
sandwich, right? Top, middle, bottom, aru, uru, oru, and then the other group are being sandwiched, iru and eru. Second step, you want to remember that whichever group that has the u vowel is the u verb.
Ooh,
If you
okay.
remember that way, then you're gonna be like, okay, I know one of the group sandwiches the other group, so it's aru, uru, oru. Okay, so that first group, aru, uru, oru, has the u vowel, so that's the u verb.
Verb.
Mhm.
Verb, and then e and uh or I mean e and e is verb.
Yep. Mhm.
I wonder if I can switch my camera. So like this, is that right?
Yes, yes, that's good. That's good. Good, perfect. Yeah. And it's the last step is to know the exceptions within the ru verb, right? The iru, eru, 97% ru verbs, but then 3% of the times, exceptions where they are not ru verb, they are actually ru verb. Those exceptions, how do we know? We just have to memorize, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like for example, the verb to for something to go inside, hairu, hairu. When you follow the steps, hairu, okay, it ends with do, so we have to move on to second step because it ends with do. Check the vowel before do. It's iru.
E
Okay, so i is in between one, so that's do verb normally. But then You just have to remember, oh, right, higher is one of those exceptions. That's the one of the 3% ones. It's actually u verb. That's why we have to use the u verb conjugation.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. It's confusing, but at least those exceptions are only about like 3% of the verbs, which are not that many, right? So, yeah. But with that, you can basically follow the aru, iru, uru, eru, oru, and then be able to figure out if it's u verb or ru verb. And then finally, after this is when we move on to conjugating. Now we need to know the conjugation rules for ru verb, and then conjugation rules for u verb. So that's what we're gonna cover now. But yeah,
So, for
mhm.
no, you go ahead.
I was gonna ask if you have any questions.
I don't have any questions. I think, yeah, like this it's all making significantly more sense, like having it already be introduced to me. And yeah, like I feel like I am not like drowning in the sea anymore. Like I actually understand it um way better. And so uh yeah, and Teform too. Teform I don't feel comfortable with, but we'll get there probably next time or something again.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. So first, let's practice. Let's practice trying to figure out what kind of verb it is. I'm gonna give you a random verb. I'm
Okay.
gonna intentionally give some verbs that you don't even know the meaning.
Yep.
So, right?
Mhm.
You can still figure out. Okay, let's do 食べる、食べる。
Taberu ends with ru verb, but both are possible. So the letter before ru is e, and so that would be ru verb.
Nice, good job. Okay. Um, 向く、向く。
Muku, muku, ku. Oh, u verb.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
Okay, good. 刺す。
Sasu, u verb.
Good, good, good. Okay. Um, let's do, uh, let's do 来る。
Ku, u verb. Ru verb. Wait, kuru. Oh, that's regular.
Yeah,
Damn it!
right.
Again, you fooled me again.
Right.
This long
Yeah,
going. Oh man. Okay,
right.
it ends
Always have
here.
like, yeah, you have to have like a suru bell, kuru bell. Whenever you hear suru, ding ding
Oh,
ding, irregular, kuru, ding ding ding, irregular, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Um, 敷く。
She, ku, u verb.
Good. 読む。
U verb.
Nice. ある。
Aru. U verb.
Good. いる。
Iru verb.
Good. てる。
U verb.
verb. てる。
Eru. Eru. Yeah, u verb.
あいうえお。Right.
Oh, you're saying eh.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
no, no. I the pr I heard A.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is really confusing. You just have to get rid of the English brain.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Okay.
So it would be
Ooh, reverb.
Ruben, yes.
I kinda said both of them. Uru,
Ruben.
uru.
I mean, she was like flexible. Suru,
Uh, ooh, verb.
suru.
Wait, it's irregular.
And you
Frick
have
it,
to have that
frick.
though.
Okay, I know, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, you know what I'm realizing? I feel like the reverb is more often verb. Like it's less reverb than I thought it would be
Mm,
potentially.
I guess, yeah, when you think about it, yeah. Because, yeah, aru, uru, oru are root verbs, right? hmm That is true, yeah. Technically, when you count, there are different less root verb compared to root verbs, yeah. hmm
That honestly helps to know because then I can almost like it's easier also to tell that it's an verb. I think because it doesn't
Mm,
have ru,
yeah,
you
right,
know.
right. hmm
So it
Yeah,
is. I do see that actually being kind of easier for that. If I think about it like that.
that's good, that's good. Okay, let's do just a couple more, and then we're gonna move on to actually conjugating them.
Okay.
Um, let's do, あ寝る、
Eh, reverb.
good, good. 乗る、
Verb.
nice. Good job. Do you feel more comfortable figuring out?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So now that you can figure out what kind of verb it is just by, hearing it or looking at it without, you don't need to know the meanings of the verbs. You can already tell the difference, right? That's when we can move on to conjugating. So let's do the conjugation of the do verb because that's a lot easier. Let's use 食べる. Do you remember what 食べる means?
Tabaru is eating.
Yes, eat. Yeah. So 食べる. Okay. Present positive, of course, is a dictionary form, so it's 食べる, right? Present negative, I don't eat, will be taking off る and then replacing that with ない. So 食べない. Okay.
Yep.
But let's make a sentence. ラーメンを食べる. What does that mean? ラーメンを食べる.
You didn't eat ramen. You don't
I
eat
did,
ramen.
but ラーメンを食べる. 食べる.
Oh, you do eat ramen. You ate ramen. Yeah.
Good. And then ラーメンを食べない would be
Tabenai. You don't eat ramen.
good, 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 good. Next one, past positive. I ate something, right? ラーメンを in this case, ラーメンを食べた, meaning you replace る with た, and that would be the past tense. ラーメンを食べた. Okay?
Ramen o tabata?
Yep. How would you say I ate sushi?
Sushi o tabata?
Good, good, good. Okay. Last one, past negative. I didn't eat. Would be replace る with なかった. So 食べる will be 食べなかった. A little bit long.
Benakata.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
you did not eat it.
right. Mhm. ラーメンを食べなかった. I didn't eat ramen. Yeah. So with that, repeat after me. ラーメンを食べる.
Ramen o taberu.
ラーメンを食べない.
Ramen o tabenai.
ラーメンを食べた。
ラーメンを食べた。
ラーメンを食べなかった。
ラーメンを食べなかった。
Good. There's a small tsu between ka and ta, so small pause. ラーメンを食べなかった。なかった。
ラーメンを食べなかった。
そうそうそう。Good, good.
The last one is so similar to the adjectives because the adjectives are, it's, whoa, kunakata. So it's
Right.
both ending with nakata.
Yep. And when you check all the conjugations across all the words, all of it, past negative will end with nakata. Yeah,
That's
all of them.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That signifies it's past negative. Yeah. Because like the noun and adjective past negative, like easy, easy じゃない、easy だった、easy じゃなかった、right? じゃなかった。And then e adjective, like 美味しい、美味しい、美味しくない。Past negative, 美味しくない。美味しかった、past tense. 美味しくなかった、past negative, right? So all of these end with なかった。Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that, I'll say all the four, variations in a row. So after that, if you can repeat. 食べる、食べない、食べた、食べなかった。
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 食べる、食べたい、
食べない。
食べない、食べた、食べなかった。
Actually, what you said, 食べたい means I want to eat.
Oh,
Just so that you know, yeah, 食べたい means I want to eat. Yeah.
is there more? Oh no. That just made me think, is there like more variations like that where if you add something it like makes it like change the meaning slightly? Probably.
There are some like that, yeah. Yeah.
I've
Um,
realized, sorry.
okay.
This is a total offshoot.
Mm.
Like maybe I hold this question for a later date, but when I have been like listening and watching anime and like doing a lot of listening, I hear sentences end with ne or like ne a lot. And I
Mhm.
like don't know where that is
Mm.
from. Is that like another, not sure. I just feel like I hear that commonly.
Yeah, that is really commonly used. Ne is one of the suffixes. So you might have also heard a lot of yo ending,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Mhm.
So these two endings at the end of sentences are really popular. So whenever you end a sentence with ne at the end, that is basically in English like something right, like when you want to confirm. Like for example,
Oh.
if you want to say ramen is delicious. Ramen wa oishii, right? But if you say ramen wa oishii ne, that would be ramen is good, right? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That I totally kept forgetting to ask you that question, but that actually like makes a lot of sense, I feel like
Mm.
now. So,
And then the other one, your ending is when you want to give the other person new information. And their ending was confirming the same information, right? That's why in English it's translated as right, like asking, like confirming the same information. Your is actually for giving new information to the other person. So it can be translated as, for example, actually. Like
mhm.
let's say someone comes up to you and then that person says, 塩見ですね. 塩見ですね. You're Xiaomi, right? Right? But
Mm,
then you're not Xiaomi, right? You want to correct that person. You want to be like, actually, I'm easy, right? In that situation, that information that I am easy is new information to the other person. So you put the yo at the end of sentence and be like easy desu yo, easy desu yo. Then that would mean something like actually I'm easy.
Okay. Okay. So it's a little it's kind of like ga is what I'm understanding, but it doesn't
Mm,
but ga is like a particle. Like
yeah,
ga is like specifically saying this is the new info
yeah.
and that it maybe is like a more casual way of just being like or it's saying it in a different way being like actually.
Mm, that's a really good connection that you made. Yeah, so the particle ga makes the subject that is connected as the new information, right? Like watashi ga I am easy. Watashi ga easy, that would be you're emphasizing the part that watashi, is the new information to the other person. That's why it's going to sound like I, I am easy, the easy that you've been talking about, right? Yo, because you put at the end of the sentence, you use that yo when the full sentence, the whole sentence is the new information for the other person.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That I know that that was a side note, but that actually does help me a lot because I've been wondering. I was like, I hear ne like all the time, and I hear yo. So
Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Of course. Okay. All right. Let's practice the ru conjugation again. Repeat after me. 食べる、食べない、食べた、食べなかった。
Taberu, tabenai, tabeta, tabenakata.
食べる、食べない、食べた、食べなかった。
Taberu, tabeta. Wait, taberu, tabenai, tabeta, tabenakata.
食べ
Ka
る、食べない、食べた、食べなかった。
taberu, tabenai, tabeta, tabenakata. Kata.
Can you repeat that 2 times?
Taberu, tabenai, tabeta, tabenakata. Taberu, tabenai, tabeta, tabenakata.
Okay, good. And now let's use them in full sentences, just simple sentences. Let's do ramen again. Repeat after me. ラーメンを食べる、ラーメンを食べない、ラーメンを食べた、ラーメンを食べなかった。
Ramen o tabenai, tabe, ra, ramen o taberu. Whoa, okay. Ramen o taberu. Ramen o taberu, ramen o tabenai, ramen o tabeta, ramen o tabenakata.
Very good. Mhm. All right. How do you say I don't eat sushi?
Sushi o tabenai,
Good, good. How do you say I didn't eat onigiri?
onigiri o tabenakata,
Good, good. How do you say I ate popcorn?
popcorn o tabeta.
Good, good. How do you say um, I eat peanuts?
Peanuts o taberu.
Good. Okay. Good job. You feel
Yay!
comfortable now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. Good. Okay. Let's move on to verb. We might not have time. Verb, it's a little bit more complex, especially because the past positive. Past positive. Verb, it was easy. Just
Yeah,
replace
tough
do,
ones.
right? Yeah, yeah, Teflon. Right. So that
I
takes a
mean,
little bit longer time.
yeah. I think um we can get started on it. Sorry for sidetracking us.
No, 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 it's totally fine. Yeah, I it's good to take time for that. Yeah, so let's cover the verb conjugation at our next class. Yeah,
Okay. Mhm.
okay. But
With
with that,
the probably with Teform too.
right, right, yeah, we're gonna cover the verb together with the platform Is really annoying thing that many people give up Japanese on. Yeah, because of that. Yeah, because it is really confusing.
Damn, that's all give up? That will
Mm.
never be me.
So we're gonna suffer through together, right? And by
Yes!
us suffering through together, other people who watch us can suffer together with us and then
Yeah,
not give
and
up
so
Japanese.
it's possible. Don't have to give up.
Yeah,
You will
let's
get there.
suffer together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when should we meet up next?
Friday at
Like
7 p.m. my time, which I think is Saturday
10,
morning.
10 a.m. Okay.
Yeah.
Friday,
Does that
7
work
p.m.
for you?
Sounds good. It does work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Meow.
Yeah.